Boy Scouts of America has its share of badges, but bankruptcy is not one they want to wear. But the organization based in Irving is facing a wave of new lawsuits from former scouts who claim a scoutmaster abused them years ago. Now the legal costs are rising, and a new law enacted in New York could be the catalyst that pushes the scouts into bankruptcy. Here's WFAA's Jason Whiteley.
The accusations against the Boy Scouts aren't much different than those the Catholic Church is finally forced to face. What is different? This could drive the Boy Scouts into bankruptcy.
Just because they declare bankruptcy does not prevent survivors from having justice. It'll just be through a different process. I've been dealing with the same thing with a number of our gymnasts because USA Gymnastics declared bankruptcy.
Legal costs are rising against the Irving-based Boy Scouts right now because of a new wave of lawsuits from New York, from people there who say their scoutmaster sexually abused them years ago. This New York law went into effect less than 3 weeks ago. It's called the Child Victims Act. And what it does, it creates a one-time, one-year window for anyone abused by the Scouts, by a church, or any organization, no matter how long ago, to finally get their day in court. And in the 20 days since it took effect, more than 570 new cases have already been filed. And 7 of those cases against the Scouts came from Mike Fowles' law firm in Seattle.
Bankruptcy is a strategic tool that companies like the Boy Scouts use for tactical advantage.
You said tactical advantage. Give me an idea how so. I mean, having to pay out less or what?
It provides the Boy Scouts with what's called a bar date. That means that there is a date by which all abuse survivors have to come forward or they will lose their rights.
Last December, the Boy Scouts hired a law firm to help it consider bankruptcy reorganization. That's what the Wall Street Journal reported. On the record, though, here's what the organization does say. The Boy Scouts of America is working with the experts and exploring all options available to fairly compensate victims who suffered abuse during their time in scouting. No decisions have been made, and we continue to fully meet our financial obligations to our vendors, creditors, and other stakeholders.
The fact that Scout executives are not denying that they're filing for bankruptcy tells someone like me that it's very likely they will file for bankruptcy.
If so, it would represent a dramatic development by one of the country's oldest youth organizations, requiring it to finally face allegations it has been able to ignore for decades. In Dallas, I'm Jason Whiteley.